So, dear Last Azlanti fans, let's have a look in the closets. I heard that there's Narnia waiting for me. So let's do that. I'm always shy. I understand that. Me too. Me too. So what is this council that I was... Is that a fucking griffin? Is that a pig? What the fuck is... The spacious room is immersed in darkness. And the only source of light comes from a round table as its center. The strange visitors who invited you here are sitting at a table, along with several other humanoid figures and a hippogriff. They appear to be having an intense argument. Let us finally decide what we're going to do about the world wound, says a tall woman with the head of a lion. She's dressed in white and gold robe. Oh, it's his lion head. The hell? Her amethyst-colored eyes gleam as she turns her stern gaze upon those present. Let's just approach silently. The hippogriffin, wearing a shiny mithril breastplate embezzled with Abadar's keys, bang the table resolutely with his clawed foreleg. Abadar, the god of cities, law, merchants, and wealth, also called the god of walls and ditches in the Eastern Dragon Empires, is known as to be patient deity, maintaining the strong natural stance. In his action, he strives to expand civilization order among the peoples of Galarian. Typical old cob. Your visitor laughs airily. What you've suggested is about 700 times. We can't just bring the army of axes here, even if Abadar happens to allow it. All the other gods, not to mention the demonic and imperial lords, and perhaps even the eldest, all of them will want to take part in that brawl. The world one has expanded once, and this plan will stretch the hole between the plains even wider than Nocticulus. Haha, never mind. In short, the civilization you love so dearly will be pulverized into the bloody mess. Holes, bloody messes. Sock up enough. Why do you always need to say such horrible, nasty things? A dark-skinned Vudrani woman purses her lips. She's draped in yellow silk, and white flowers are nestled on her shiny black hair. Look at things with more optimism. Why are you so certain this is what happens? There's always a chance things might change for the better. We must not lose hope. I think I agree with Khaldali. Even if representatives of these different external planes from heaven to hell do come to the battle, it will be a great opportunity to sit them all down and negotiate. Then we can find a reasonable, peaceful solution to this old source of strife as civilized beings should. I'm afraid, my dear E38, they won't be in the mood to talk. Oh, look who's here. The tattered man turns to you with a warm smile. Look, we have a guest. This is the one I told you about, Commander Kormakr, leader of the current Crusades. Don't you think it's time to listen to what the mortals have to say about this mess? Go on, speak. Share your opinion with us. Mortals? What kind of council table have I entered here? There's nothing we can do, this doomed. We must not give up. Sooner or later, our army will triumph. The hippogriff bangs his clawed foreleg on the table again and looks at you with approval. Oh, sure. If it didn't work the first time, or first 10 times, or the first 100 times, what should we do? Try again. Obviously, 101 is luckily a number. We'll get a different result. Sounds like the very definition of sanity. Anyway, let's return to our guest. As you can see, he's an extraordinary person. We should have invited a mortal to the council from the very beginning. They could have helped us see things from the different perspective. Perhaps you're right. After all, mortals dwell in close proximity of the world wound and deal with that constantly. Maybe, despite their, shall we say, narrow outlook of life, the mortal brain is capable of conveying an idea worthy of consideration. What does it matter if he has ideas? Just look how cute he is. He'll be our lucky charm and bring us the good fortune we've been surely lacking. Chad, she wants snacksy time with us. Oh my goodness. Chad. Oh god. What might that be? What might that be? Oh my. Each chuckle from the shape-shifted creature sounds different from the last. Shape-shifted creature. Yes, we can already see that you've brought him here for a reason. Over the last few years, our discussion have become somewhat repetitive. Well, mortal, welcome to the council. You must have questions. We are ready to enlighten you. What have you accomplished? Well, we've discussed the situation thoroughly. Where am I? The council chamber. This is a small demiplane, a kind of room outside of all other worlds. I like the griffin the most. Yes, I was just about to say. Kindly given to us by Abadar's attendant from his collection. Sokoboth Benoth has turned your closets into a permanent portal. We'll be glad to see you at any time, although I can't promise you'll encounter all the council members every time you show up. I encourage you to not miss the meetings. Where are you? The composition of our group, as you may have noticed, is rather varied. These two beautiful ladies are celestials. In fact, I'm not ashamed to say they are imperial lords. E38 in Agathian is the patron of debates. She's the one who actually convened our council. Chadali in Azata is the patron of serendipity. Chad, what does serendipity mean? That is right. All the points of view are represented on the council, no matter how hostile they are to one another. For this, the only way to achieve the truth, the abyss is represented on the council by the demon lord Sokoth Benoth, with whom you already are familiar. A Malabranch named Alekinos speaks on behalf of Hell. He has failed to attend the meeting yet again. He must have had some urgent matters to attend to. Arrgh! The hippogriffin proudly pounds his clawed foreleg against his mithril chestplate, which is adorned with Abadar's key. The hippogriffin sound like Yoda. The faculty of phenomenon and finding valuable or agreeable things not sought for. In an easier English term? Honestly, even after definition, I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. Exactly, Dilrick, like, what the fuck? The occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. Oh. Okay. Okay, makes a little bit more sense to me. So basically, they try to develop something or events in a way that is beneficial or makes everyone happy. Our eloquent friend is named Cobblehoof and represents Axis. Axis is a plane of outer sphere dedicated to a universal law, unmirrored by the struggles between good and evil. It takes the shape of a gigantic city and exists as a shining example for perfect order and harmony. And we are... Shapeshifts, the creature smiles with lips that change color by the second. We are Shika, the Mani, the elders from the first world. We can't say we speak on behalf of the entire Fey world, but we can't say they're the opposite either. So what does the council do? I convent the Council of Truth to Wait, is the Council of Deliverance? We voted and decided on Council of Truth. No, we didn't. It was a tie. For the love of everything unholy, would you stop this already? You are confusing our dear guests. My sweets, this council, whatever its name is, has a single purpose: finding a way to rid Golarion of the world wound. The council was first convened shortly after the wound was opened, and judging by the acts, you have to lead another crusade. It has not been very successful so far, but we're out walking for it. Sooner or later, we'll triumph or not. It depends on which version of the future you perceive. I see. Why do you ask me to join a council? With a common goal, just like us. You wish to overcome the world wound, and we have already achieved some success. Sokobunoth is right. It is most appropriate for your voice to be heard in the council. We don't expect you to serve up a solution to us on a silver platter. For now, I simply brought you here to introduce you to the council and to bring you to speak into our circle. Wonderful vibrations emanate from you. I feel our fates turning to a better. With a lucky charm like you, we simply cannot help but win. She wants us in her bed. 100%. In that case, this meeting is adjourned. Kormakr, welcome to our inner circle. I recommend that you talk to each member of the council informally in a more relaxing setting. When it's time for a new meeting, we'll notify you. Penetrate stare seems to straight through you into your very soul. The demon lord Sokobunoth is the patron of sexual and other hedonistic gratification, seeing the world as his plaything. You know, there's a note of disappointment in Sokobunoth's voice. The prank and Canabras was exactly what I needed, but now I look at you and think, did I make a mistake? You are alright, I guess, but you lack ease. That inner freedom from prejudice and conventionally. You and I have great deeds and hilarious japes ahead of us. You just need to be ready for them. Hone your sense of humor, learn some tricks or something. Oh my goodness. Inner freedom. The tricks of living is a game, winning is a joke, and changing the world is fleeting with him. Could one who carries not even a shred of chaos with himself truly be capable of such existence? Change a lamb into chaotic or neutral and show Sokobunoth a trick. Commander is the start of the path of the trickster, but does he have what it takes to play this role? Be able to change the world on a whim? One needs a certain inner freedom. So I have to move to neutral? Yeah, playing as trickster. Bikes, buenas tardes. How you doing? Feels like it has nothing to do with the first definition. You didn't care to find out you agree on these things, but hey, you did. It represents axis, not the axis. Yeah. In case Kabulov would represent the axis, not axis. Would have instantly killed the council because they'd be in the league with a very special kind of evil. Ooh. Council is a league with various kinds of evil. Though, it's pretty much as a representative of all types of characters. Interesting. Don't worry about this quest. You'll be able to just do it in conversation with him when the time is right. I see. Taking a break from home, from work. Hope work time was an easy one. My character is neutral good. Probably chaotic good. Very soon. Probably chaotic good very soon. Shadali. you are. You see a dark-skinned, middle-aged Vudrani woman dressed in yellow silk, white flowers decorate her black hair. We're so lucky you managed to find us. Would you like a cookie? I made it myself. Okay. Sweet, fragrant cookie melts on your tongue. The taste of the unfamiliar spices lingers in your mouth like a gentle sunny morning, filling you with hope and joy. Oh, that is so cute. Even a Joker kills people of that kind of evil. There's no redemption in the axis of evil. That's true. That is true. Relic, how you doing? Welcome in. What are your thoughts on the world wounds? Tell me about yourself. You could bluff. I have a plus 23 on bluffing. Holy shit. Cobblehoof brings bad luck in the council because he doesn't believe in it. Feel negative vibrations coming from him. Who is Cobblehoof again? Shaika? Is it Shaika Cobblehoof? Is it an Azata after all? Yep, yep. Oh, he's Cobblehoof. But I like the griffin. The Axis Hippogriff is Cobblehoof. Shaika. Future that stands before is constantly changing. Hello, Commander. We were very interested to see you. Why are you constantly changing? Everything is changing, or more precisely, everything is eternal and unchanging, and perhaps it is only from the perspective of mortal observation that it changes. Do not be offended, but it is difficult to explain this, that the creature who lives only in one time sees only one run present. I think they are moving towards one future to the constant speed. Let's say, the way we appear to you may give you a vague idea on how you and your world appear to us. Interesting. Interesting. He's a hippogriff. Oh yeah, he's a hippogriff, not a griffin. That's true. He has the butt of a horse. How much the council trust each other is the important in the long run. Not very persuasion check should necessarily be taken. But we could destroy it for fun. Unless they don't want to trust each other. I don't trust them either. If you exist out of certainties that you already knew the answers to all the questions, why don't you just tell the council everything they need to succeed? We know many answers, this is true, but you have no idea how difficult it is to watch the possibilities time flows and parallel branches of reality. What is true in one can be wrong in another. Imagine what could happen if we get things mixed up and give you answers that don't belong in the world in which you live. It would be a terrible confusion, as entire reality might collapse. Don't ask us, we don't do anymore. We don't do that anymore? You did that once? Oh my god. Don't you find it boring to know how life is going, past, present, and future? An amazing question. Of course, an existence in which we observe all the possible versions of the past and the future at the same time, as if it was some kind of unchanging crystal, would be deadly dull. Actually, when we allow mortals to view our archives, they usually kill themselves out of boredom when they finish reading. Have you ever heard of a lich named Darokath? Or did he not exist in your time? He was such a bore, or he will be. Or will he not be? Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Thank you kindly. Hey, Cobblehoof. I could play the whole council against each other. When you have everything in infinite timelines and all just blends together, man, I would not like to be in his head. Tell me about yourself. The hippogriff pounds his breastplate loudly and straightens the attention of his one parade. Ooh. His breastplate is adorned with the holy symbol of Avatar, and he's obviously proud to serve his god. Okay. In their heads would be correct. That's true. Exactly. Oh, yoy. I don't know.
Follow me.
I don't trust this soul play game here. Whatever it may be. I don't trust the soul play here one bit. I mean, they tell me that they want the world wound to disappear, so that's one communal effort. Welcome to the council. You were the one who convenes the council? Yes. Many have tried to solve the problem of the world with weapons and none have succeeded. I decided to try another. Hey buddy, relax. And resolve everything through peaceful negotiations. How successful have your method been so far? Pauses for a moment to think, but then answers with a voice filled with unshakable confidence. Up until now, there have been few successes, but we keep trying. The truth always comes out sooner or later. And who are you? E38. I am what you mortal call an imperial lord. My element is truth. The eternal truth. Shining through the endless lies. The inside the born only through honest, thoughtful debates. If you're an imperial lord, why didn't you fight the Scar and Baphomet openly? A victory obtained through brute force doesn't prove anything. And the more blows you deal to the Skari and his followers, the more convinced they are of their rectitude. No, a true victory can only be achieved through honest, unbiased debates. When they see the error of their ways, the demons will lay down their weapons. Lion lady, are you fucking stupid? What? Do you actually believe? You know what I believe here? Patron of the beat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense from her like point of view. My belief in here is that she might have started this whole thing, but he, the representative of hell, being a trickster as he is, because he gives me this trickster vibe, right? I think that he plays of the abyss. That he plays with the others to kind of... Why would the abyss want to be closing the world wound? Is my question here. Why would he... What is his interest in closing the world wound? The abyss and the demons and everything are happy with the world wound. They're just pouring out and be like, oh, la la la. I'm gonna leave this for now. Can I bluff and do this later on them as well? Or is this option gone when I go? He's losing influence. Could be. Because now the demons can leave their plane. That they're like, hey, you my boss? Fuck you, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the mortal realms. I think we're gonna... Okay, what would... Let me think here. What would I do? What would I do there? As I said, I do not trust whatever is going on here. I have a feeling that they're all being played by him. So, you know what? Let's troll them. Let's troll them. You know my tricks run. I just instantly troll them all. Let's troll them. Sokov Benov told me he joined the council just so he could get under his skin. Oh, I know about this feeling quite well. He doesn't conceal them. Alas, above infinity, he is tempted by intimacy. It does not matter with whom, whether it is me, Alakino, or Kabelhoof. Until now, I assumed that for the common goal of finding the truth, I could turn a blind eye to these destructive inclinations. But you may be right. It's possible that he is one leading us astray. Astray to the hilt of the dagger. Go, and may your path be lit with the unfading light of eternal truth. Oh, gods! Kabelhoof brings bad luck to the council because he doesn't believe in it. I feel negative vibration coming from him. This is true. I was hoping he'd come to his senses, understand that he shouldn't stand in the way of chance and that our luck can change, even surprise us. But now that you, our lucky charmer, are with us, his negative influence could have terrible consequences. It's decided I must stop him for his own good. Don't worry about him. When he understands why it was necessary, he'll thank me. Go, and don't forget to look around. You don't want to miss your luck. Look around.
March on.
Oh god. Hey, Kabelhoof. So you trust Sokov Benov, after all, he's a demon lord. With a fierce growl, the hippogriff runs his claw across his throat. He clearly does not view Sokov as an ally. Chidali isn't just flippant, she's crazy. She infiltrated the council to infect everyone else with her insanity, especially you. Shooting a quick glance at the dark-skinned woman, the hippogriff nods grimly. His mighty claws scratch the floor with rasping sound. Chad, what are we doing here? Bah! Creatures are black at points. Well, I gladly accepted my invitation. I, for one, am happy to see you here. Tell me about yourself. Words are so boring, I prefer to show, not tell. But if you'd like to begin our introduction with words, well, I will bow to your wishes. I'm Sokov Benov, a demon lord, prior of the Cathedral Thelemic. I grant my congregations endless joys and pleasures, even if their tastes are frowned upon by more hypocritical masses. Try to remember something you've always wanted and desired so shameful you don't allow yourself to even think about it. In my house, it will come true. That and hundreds more things you can't even imagine. You've heard his name before. Sokov Benov, also known as the Silken Sin, is the patron of sexual extravagance and perversion. Moreover, is also the brother and lover of the powerful demon Nocticula. Although you have heard rumors that the two of them have not been getting along lately. Wait, Nocticolor is your sister and lover? The sound of her name struck above his face controls painfully. Contorts painfully. She's no one to me. Less than no one. Please, don't mention that name without need. Let's talk about someone's more pleasant. About me, for example. Or you. Or even Koblov. Those muscles. The broad, powerful wings. That strong back. I wish I could ride him. Oh man, Business Squad Alabama. Wow, shots fired. You're Demon Lord. Why aren't you involved in the invasion alongside the Scar and Baphomet? Why would I be? Of course, Baphomet is always a welcome guest in my dominions. But the fact that he is a great lover doesn't mean I'm eager to participate in any of his schemes. Fighting, conquering, seizing by force? Blah. All my victories come from me for their own volition, begging to be conquered. He's dirty. You're handsome, how about spending some time alone with me? No. No. Why did you invite me to the council meeting? You can be sure that I have plans for you, but now it's not the time. When the moment comes, I will share them with you. I'm certain you will like what I have in mind. For now, though, go mingle. I introduce you into the high society of sort. I do not like you at all. Eridra's trying to drag me into some conspiracy. She's plotting something. I think she invited you to the council to lure you into a trap. Really? Sagova's blank, void-like eyes turn in her direction. He gazes contemptuously upon the lion-headed woman and the white gold robe, lingering on the curve of her breasts. This scraggy cat deems herself a lioness and thinks she can set the council against me? The one I recommended she convene? Let her try. You'll hear her how she meows. Oh, man. He's a total slut? Yeah, I mean, he's the lord of Sanks, so of course he's a slut. So it was his idea to her to make this happen. And he's a demon lord. And then there's the... Yeah, maybe my conspiracy theory is not so incorrect. I think Koblov likes you. To him, you're just another demon. I know. He sees our alliance as a temporary. He will strike as soon as I give him a cause. However, I've always been one step ahead of him, because I don't need a cause to strike. Fair enough. How do you like that? Show him a trick. You have to pull a coin out from behind a couple of ears. Well, a coin is just a coin. Surprise me, amaze me, show me that I was right to invite you to the council. I have to go. Where are you going? You should stay a little longer. The demon blows you a kiss. No, thank you. Yes and no, it's all upon you. You will influence your choice, and it happens if you will close or not the world wound. My name is Shatali, mortality, same Imperial Lord. Yeah, we know that already. You believe in chance? I believe in chance. I create chance. I am chance. Wherever you are, whatever you do, this world wants to help you. Your main task is to trust it, and not stand in the way of your own luck. So I don't need to take responsibility for what I do anymore. Just do what I like, and chance will clean up after me. The world wants to help me with whatever I do. So, for example, if I dream of setting an orphanage on fire and eating all the children, you mean that if I brick falls on my head in the streets, it's my fault because I didn't trust chance enough? No! Accidents happen too. It's not your fault. The world wants to help you. It just isn't always able to, but you have to hope for the best. So I don't need to take responsibility, and chance will just clean them up after me? Hello, Zuflin.
Ni!
Não escutei.
Não, não passaste.
No.
Non so se guardate non può marcare. Quando la fanno?
Ok.
Non termine.
Kan det skratta? Skratta.
Non dico.
Sure.
Non è rimasto. Signora.
Правильно, сообщение.
No, lascia
Oh my goodness. The world wants to help me with whatever I do. So, for example, if I dream of setting an orphanage on fire and eating all the children? No! Not like that. Stop asking me these audacious questions. You ruined my mood. Aww. Aww. So, I did talk to everyone. Yeah. Okay. Good then. We have sown mistrust among them.
Onwards.
Where's the exit? There's the exit. To the bedroom. To the bedroom. Of an angel's supernatural ancestors can show up in a distant progeny.
Let us be off.
Okay. We've done all that. Regil and Nevia outside. Gonna go outside. Holy moly. Let's go to the streets. Wow, we can go now in Hall of Dresden around. This is just opening up like... Now I know that... I think Delric was it that said Act 3 is like all the other acts combined together. Or like Act 1 and 2 combined together. Or all other acts combined together. Jewelry trader, arcane weaver, exotic weapon provider. The blacksmith. Let's go sell first. Oh my god, look at that. All the peasants. Hello, dwarven blacksmith. Sword by the most bardiche. Bulk selling deal. Okay. Another 9k. Okay. Wait, what else did he have to sell? Brich, Trident, Battle Axe, Club, Javelin, Heavy Armor, Half Plate of Will. Grants the wear +3 resistant bonus on will saving throws. Fair enough. Resistance 2. Banded meal. Okay. Nothing really that I want. Is this diamonds? Diamonds? You got diamonds, mister. No. If you start spending money, I'll recommend checking all the vendors first. And it's like 8 of them currently. Holy fucking hell. Yeah, I'm just checking what they have, like what I want.
Let's move.
What's your loot? Okay, I'll grab that. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Peasants.
Follow me.
Exotic weapon provider. Price descending. Woven Urgosh. A Falkard. Kama, Falkata. I wonder there's no katana in this game. I really wonder that there's no katana in this game. Hello there. What do you do this in this camp? A little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? A strict father. I see, I see. Are you going to manage the fortress now? No way, Commander. Not in a million years. I can manage the expeditions just fine. Okay. Show me what you got. Estok took Kastana's way. I see. La la la. English. Gleaming banded armor. This is a new one. Banded armor grants the wearer a fire resistance of 30, immunity to sleep, electricity, and paralysis. How much? 148,000? Are you fucking kidding me? What we got here? Belt of Mighty Constitution. Wow, should I grab that, Chad? Quiver of Secret Vengeance. 30 shots. Another bag of holding. Of course we're gonna grab that one. Another bag of holding. 100%. So we have over here javelin. Nobody's using javelins. We have a spear. Nobody's using a spear. We have a kama. Nobody's using kama. We don't need that either. I might keep the dagger. Deal. Composite showboard bastards. Bastard sword looks super good. So Estok took the katana away, but the Estok is like a freaking rapier, not really a katana. Not fair enough. Fair enough. Dwarven war axe. Shortboard, kata, great club. Long spear, falchion, bardish, scimitar. There's so many great stuff in here. Heavy shield of innate trust. This +3 heavy shield grants the wearer 3 bonus to CMB. What was CMB again? The armor check penalty of the magic. CMB. Combat maneuver bonus. Ah, there we go. F5 armor class. What is your shield? F4. Ah, not really a big upgrades. But somebody in chat was also mentioning me that we should wait with buying crazy armor and such because the game is throwing so much stuff at you that you're not necessarily needed. Okay, we'll play Rogue Traders. Oh, will take some time. I know I'm allowed to play Rogue Traders very soon, like very early builds. Jewelry Trader. Arcane Weaver. What does an Arcane Weaver do? Oh. Oh. I see. Living Flame. Whenever the wearer of this cloak channels energy to harm undead for the next 2 rounds, they become surrounded with a fire shield that deals 1d6 to attackers for each successful melee attack against the wearer. Ooh. This cloak of resistance plus grants the wearer immunity to fire? Oh, that is super good. 2024. Lots of dueling. The glove grants a rare bonus on against his arm attempts if the wearer has the weapon training. Okay, celestial protection. This cloak grants a rare +5 resistance bonus and saving throws against demons and components bonus lore. Religion checks. Oh my goodness, so much good stuff. Dark Horn, let's sell that. Let's sell that. Let's sell the Warhammer. These hand axes. Don't know anybody who's good with a bastard sword. Nor a heavy pick. Nor battle axe. Nor mace. So there we go, another 25,000. 106,000. We can buy a few things, Jan. Delric, do you have any recommendations what we should grab here? Braces of Animal Fury. The braces grants the wearer an enchantment bonus attack on damage rolls whenever the wearer is polymorphed. No, don't want that. Immunity to fire sounds like something we want. Sounds super good. Super duper good. Living Flame would be good for him when he goes in close combat and does channel energy thing and then kills off the undead and then gets that. Gets a +5 resistance bonus on saving throws against demons and companions bonus lore and religion spell checks. That might be something for her. It's a generic item, don't buy. You'll find plenty of those better versions since you have the arcane trick. Only unique items are worth buying. But I wouldn't get any of those. For memory, vendor in the tavern have an eyeglasses worth buying. Okay. Not even belts, like, I don't know. Last amulet of clarity. This amulet adds a +2 to the DC. Roll saving throws against mind effects abilities used by the wielder. It also grants a +4 morale bonus and saving throws against mind effects and compulsion effects. Not worth it. I see. The only mandatory piece of gear to grab is the shirt with athletic companions bonus. There's one check you don't want to fail soonish. I'm afraid now. Goggles of pure sight. You mean these goggles here of pure science? The goggles allow the wearer to take 20 on their next dispel magic attempt once per day. They also grant a +1 caster level to mate overcome spell resistance. You would have them. 20,000. Holy shit. In living leadership, this ring grants the wearer components bonus of persuasion checks and grants their companions a +1 morale bonus on all skill checks. That's also not bad. Holy moly. Scroll of blasphemy. And a non-evil creature within this area of blasphemy will suffer its effects. Oh, diamonds! 5,000 costs me a diamond. That is 1,000 less than what the spell scroll costs. Let's buy all the diamonds. I mean, might not need them. Give me... So I have 6 diamonds. 50k. There goes my money away that I got from... Split +1. Full plate +1. There goes my money away that I got from Irbeth. There's single person stuff. We have sickening. Remove fear, yeah. Good-yo. So, anything else from you that I want? Deal. Perfect. So, let's also amp up on our inventory here. Because we found this new rapier. Do we want over here? There we go. Not really using bucklers, so we can sell them all. So, what else we got here? Braces of heavy hands. When dual wielding or wielding two-handed melee weapons, for example, double weapons. We want that for Regil. But Regil has already... These braces grants aware a +1 morale bonus on damage rolls against demons. Bracers of heavy hands. Let's take those. And give those bracers to... Wait, where's our demon lady? Oh, there she is. I was shocked there for a moment. Like, fuck, she's gone? Bracers grants a rare luck bonus to AC. Bonus reflex bonus, blah blah blah. You get the glasses. Look very stylish, milady. Local resistance 3. I'll take that. Give you the one of resistance 2. Then we have a ring here. Ring of protection 4. Fire-based effects. Storyteller ring. I think a ring of protection 4 might be better. So... we're gonna have that one in the meantime. Looks like the Grinch. Dear Regil. Yeah, yeah. I know who you mean. Inspired wisdom. Let's grab that. Vast intelligence. Whenever you wear this ring, whenever the wearer of this ring shoots an engaged in melee combat and hits the enemy, suffers an attack. Immunity to bleed. Block of disguise. Damage roll against demons. Yeah, I can wear those bracers. Why not? Of course, he has already a cape. Cloak of Cleansing. Okay, let's give it to you then. Here you go. So, then quickly going through. Oh, that gives me Constitution plus. Okay, now. Who's the other one with heavy armor? I think only you two, but you don't need that, so we can sell all this. We can sell all this. Weaponry. Agile dagger. Edge of force. Okay, we can say everything against except of the edge of force. And there's a staff, one of disease. There you have it. Beautiful. Hello, milady, or mister, or whatever. Actual dagger, boom. Perfect. Getting another 29k. Beautiful. Let's sell 10 of these Alchemist Fire. So, wow. So many sellings and stuff to do. Arcane Weaver, just checking here quickly. A Robe of the Order. Grants a +2 on the attack rolls against chaotic characters. +2 against to attack and damage rolls with an armor attacks. Only monk can wear this. A little bit better one. But yeah, what I want from you, which is also scrolls. Hello, blindness, molten orb, see invisibility. Zoom. Shirt. The shirt's going to wear a companion's bonus on athletic skill checks and fire resistance 30. You have so much money. I do have so much money. Whenever the wearer of this robe uses divine power to summon a creature, they can choose to give these creatures attacks either holy or unholy special. Oh, good. Let me grab that shirt. Good. Good fire resistance. Now I'm broke.
Let us be off.
So, let's go to Dairan. Hello, mister. You know what? Darren asks, not bothering to greet you properly. I've noticed a certain cyclical pattern in my life ever since I met you. First, something happens that leaves me positively intrigued. Then I descend into the depths of fear and anger. Then I start thinking of that is not so bad. The curiosity comes back. And then something even more dreadful occurs. The demons attacked my home and the city around it. And the unpleasant enough already, but that I could compensate for that by striking up a curious acquaintance and having some new experiences. Then my dearest cousin threw me right into the middle of the crusade. And just when I started to see some positives in my current situation, the goggles kidnapped me. The slaughtered resin followed my triumphant rescue effectively, but out of every spark of optimism that I had managed to gather, now the city is in our hands again, and it's getting more and more tolerable to stay here. I feel surprisingly good, and I'm even beginning to find the city rather enjoyable. This brings one very reasonable question to my mind. What is the next outrageous and dangerous mess you're going to pull me into? I have a couple of more perilous trials and unsolvable challenge in store for you. Does that list include the ordeal known as the trial of the cold oatmeal? If not, then there's nothing to be afraid of. And if you think that I've shown you my weak spot, then you're wrong. I was deliberately misinformation. Well, thank you, and goodbye.
Let's move.
Apparently there's no new chatters. There is Camellia. Gamelli. Interesting. How are you finding the pacing of this game so far? I played Kingmaker, and despite a great story, world, and writing, I just struggled having to constantly rest and hold everything. I see this game on sale and was thinking of trying, so just curious on your opinion. It is definitely... It is set in the pacing of a tabletop adventure, so it is taking its time. It's not set like in God of War, for example, where just a linear story and it is like pure action. There's a lot of mechanics playing at foot, but you can, for example, if you don't want to have this campaign stuff going on like in Kingmaker with the kingdom building and whatnot, you can deactivate that completely and just focus on your companions, and with that probably speed up the pacing a lot more. Plus I stop a lot to discuss things with Chad and other things, but feel free to type in ! YouTube Zerico and check out maybe the first 3-4 episodes of our playthrough so far and see if it's to your liking. And if you like what you see, either feel free to keep on watching or grab the game. I think that's the best way to introduce you into how the pacing is. Because when you see it and be part of it, it's probably easier to make an opinion about it. Hopefully I could help you with the decision. Other than that, I will highly recommend the game because it's fan-freaking-tastic. Let's have a look in this house. Of course, there's also story mode, yeah. Prodigal Sons. It is done, I said. Milliken studied me with narrowed eyes. You look awful clean, he said. Where's the knife? In answer for the first shouts went up from the inn. Fire! Screamed Ilna, and then the other voices joined her. An instant, Milliken entrepreneurial instinct took over and he sprang from the door, tossing the crossbow aside. Outside the roof of the inn was already smoking and oily black against the sunset. Flame licking through the thatching in place. With a scream of pain, Milliken ran for the creek. I looked to Tharagas. Needing no further cue, we each grabbed up armfuls. After 10 minutes, leaped Brabblest. We stood to catch our breath. Back the way we'd come. That was close. Agreed. Okay, that was a weird little story, but okay. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Zerico, thank you kindly for joining the Army of the North. Welcome to the fam. And in general, if you have any questions towards gaming, or if you want or unsure of you would like a certain game, maybe you might find it on the channel. Or we might even bring it on Monday streams to test it out. So, feel free to hang around. And if you use Discord, use Discord. Okay. With all these vendors, let's go down to Sir Trotsalon. The music. Wow. The city got filled with life so fast. Sunrise of the Sword Archer. Of course, he lays up here training. Good days, clear skies. What do you see? Okay. Probably nothing to talk with them as well. What is in the barracks now? I wonder. Also a book. Adventures of Brim the Crusader. I'm gonna take that with me. Know the enemy. Know thy enemy. A Crusader's brief. You'll learn something from the book. See? That's why I'm should always click on info on all the books, even if I read them or not. That's leading me outside. Elon! Oh, hello! Commander, my regards. Elon from the Houndhards. Apparently he recovered from his last attempt to attack that little kobold.
Onwards.
Anything up here? Doesn't look like it. So
I stand ready.
can I put the
Let us be off. I
There we go.
tire of waiting.
don't need me dino?
Let's move.
Let's check up here. Did I break the game now? That I took the dino away? Recruits up
Follow
here.
me.
I'm sorry, Chad, but I'm a sucker for exploration, and I want to like look at every nook and cranny because you know this game is hiding a lot of things about in front of your nose,
March
and
on.
there's so much stuff to unravel, uncover that might have been missed otherwise. But it looks like none of my new companions have, or my companions have something new to say to me. Maybe our new companion over there might have something to say to us. The succubus. So Graven Staunton Wayne. Traitor of the Crusades. Aw.
Let us be off.
But at least he got a proper, you know, burial. Does anyone say Succubus? Yeah. Succubus. Mithril, how you doing? Welcome in.
Let's move.
Happy Thursday, my friend. Succubus, there she is. Aru Chalet. Chalet. Nothing over here. Who are you? A woman in gold embroidered cleric's robes greets you with a plaid bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleam in her dusky face. Greetings, Commander. My name is Arsinoe. I'm a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming that defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opened in my chest. Are you familiar with this kind of alignment? With probes with the skill of an experienced healer. So that wound was right here. Then it disappeared and reappeared. Amazing! No, this is the first time I've heard of such magic. I want you to try to heal me. I'm sorry, but I do not have the rights to do that. A healer who makes a blind attempt to heal a patient is not on the verge of death of irresponsible fool. You do not seem to be dying, so will not take any unnecessary risks. Okay, can you give me some advice on how to heal it? I'm sure that you have already used the purification and chaos warding spells, and the obvious reasons you do not have the option of leaving this campaign and going on a long pilgrimage to various shrines. Is that the case? Keep diary. Make clear for systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happens. I'm afraid it's the only advice I can give you. Okay. Bye. 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 I could use the help of a cleric. Oh, she's selling... Oh, I see. She's selling the good stuff. Okay. Let's have a look at here. Arushali's rubby eyes stare watchfully at passers who don't notice her, even at arm's length. She turns to you. Her face is a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. It was Morty that awakened Chad. They're amazing, aren't they? Being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Thanks for a while. Finally, she answers hesitantly. Back in Alushinira, there were rumors about terrible experiments that Baphomet and the Skari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here in the material plane, these rumors are embellished with lots of details. Some say demons undergo rituals acquired from Zon Kuthon. Others say they feed on the blood of angels, or Quilops, or demon lords. Still others say that there are no experiments, and Baphomet just bringing back fighters from the future, a future in which the demons have already taken all of Galarian. Is there a grain of truth in any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication and where these demons come from. I'm sorry, I can't help. The only thing that is clear is that the lowly fighters in the Army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. What are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods to the city dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversation, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. Don't you think a little creepy? What? Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. What do you like watching people then? You know, when in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. The demon warrior probably also considered himself an expert on mortals because he killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. And he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still, by growing closer to mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my depth to the victim's memories. Could she truly be a demon on the path of redemption? Have I learned anything new about the mortals? They love cats! Usually he speaks in a very serious manner, if sharing an important scientific discovery with you, but then a moment later she smiles to give you the joke away. Seriously, have your observation of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I've understood one thing. The succubi have a saying. Mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. But now I see this isn't true. Your mortals aren't liars, they're dreamers. Each of you creates a huge daydream for yourself. And everyone you're sharing your life with, it isn't exactly a lie because the daydream is your truth. That is an interesting way to see it. Okay. I see. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where does succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No, well, yes, but, in brief, the Abyss is nothing like the mortal world. You remember life since conception? No, wait, you don't remember that part, do you? But certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decides which plane they go. So most often, those who arrive in the Abyss turn into larvae, you know, the little worms. No one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other. The stronger ones turn into demons. I don't know that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them like caterpillars out of the butterflies. No, wait. It's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them like clay. I don't know what happens to the larvae. Then they used to make me and my own memory. It begins with vague Fragmentary images, terrors, executions, orgies. I remember some poor lad, half gnawed by the larvae. He was crying and begging to be killed, and I pointed at him and laughed, and I said I wouldn't. Doesn't forgive me, I'm so ashamed. So the demons are freaking larvae souls? What the fuck? Okay, so the demons are worms. Interesting. What? What? Dude, my brain. How do you end up turning against the abyss? Temptation. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind gods often think. So, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes a role of a temptress. Well, if it was my great fortune to discover that it's not always like that. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams. So I decided it would be interesting to see for myself, and while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna, this priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. And I remember every smallest detail, the cold sweat on their skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I've dove into her minds to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke with the flick of a finger. The gods really troubled themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. Interesting. She woke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans, I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. You see tears well up in the succubus eyes. Well, larvae are basically souls that are sent to the abyss, strongest one evolving to demons, exactly. Fucking hell. Insects. Rogelia wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing is, I realized that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams, and that although I might be a succubus, I don't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures of tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. Wait, you don't know who you are? What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning to the mortal realms, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, what do you dream of? And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversion, my sins were all I was. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery and food. But now I have me. And it's amazing, but it's so complicated. What did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it was wise to keep away from demons and their temptations. Run off to Absalom. Or perhaps even further to another plane. But then I realized that I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me, and it called to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, it would soon return to my old habits. So that is why I came here, to join the war. To remember who my enemies, to defeat the demons, not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because I didn't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. Interesting, because the world is open, therefore the world will always tempt So always the abyss is calling. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy and regularly reported back to the priests of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never been caught, but when I learned that the Skari was planning to attack on Kenabris, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you, and paid with my freedom. That's freaking amazing. So the anarchy of the abyss was slavery for you, but you found freedom in the army? Well, I'm not exactly marching in infantry. The operations bear little resemblance to battle by the laws of warfare. So do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I have ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Well, thank you for your answers. What do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a god, and then mortals are your choice. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeated the force of the abyss. That's precisely what its powers are for. You take a great risk, and I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. Interesting. So I was able to cash in your dog tag link, looking good. Skald in your playthrough, so much I'm playing the old Vermintide games, and I still gotta play my Pathfinder games too. Monstera, thank you kindly for using our dog tag link to buy the game. Highly appreciated. Highly, highly appreciated, my friend. Hope you're gonna enjoy Darktide as much as I do. We gotta be back in Darktide on Friday. On Monday, I'm sorry. Are we talking about sex here? If she loves us, of course we should ask if she loves us. A mortal will ask a succubus. Oh gods. Oh man. The drops are starting by tomorrow already for all the stream partners, but yeah, you can grab the drop on our Monday show as well. May I ask you a personal question? You know, kind of question mortal asks a succubus. You want to talk about sex? Ask me everything. I'll not keep secrets from you, but don't expect to hear anything lighthearted or pleasant. Drop for Dark Tides, Innkeeper. Because we're partnered with Fat Shark, the developers of Dark Tides. When we play Dark Tide, we're gonna have special skins and whatnot viewers can get by just watching. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just a kiss, any caress of any kind. Sex is life for mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. Touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness, and violence is violence, but I don't know what it is like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observation of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn so promiscuity, to me it all looks like something amazingly human. What do you mean you don't watch people during the day out of on the streets? Well, I've never touched anyone. I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad? Imagine you're having some snooze time with your partner, and then there's a freaking succubus going at the window, staring inside, and he's like, oh, okay, that's how it works. Oh, man. Fucking hell. Let's just say they wouldn't be happy if they would find out you were watching. Don't worry, they'll never find out. God. So what is sex between demons like? Everything demons do is sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own ways. Some enjoy literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on other humiliation. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other type of violence. In my former life, I was something I did to others, or others did to me. Only one person ever receives pleasure, not the other. Do you still feel desire? Keeps a long silence, and she searches for the right words. You see, on the one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. I feel that desire I feel is the one from my old life. And when I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how... She looks away. But that feeling, that desire, is not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would be to drink their soul, do you? You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see. You know, how to want someone at the same time, not to want to destroy them. For me, it's always one at the same. I'm not even talking about love, just common mutual affection of mortals when they're not poisoned with violence. Now, I know that I've never felt it, and it's hard to imagine how it is even possible. Love is a wonderful feeling. I believe you will be able to experience it someday. I hope so. It's just that she brings her hand to her chest, and I don't deserve it. What? Who would dare to love a predator from the abyss? Who, by the very nature, is unable to return those feelings? What? What? Peeping Tom Succubus, priceless. Oh god, so I'm gonna share this moment with a friend. He's gonna be so hard laughing like myself. Oh my goodness. Well, what would Kormakr do, being Kormakr in that situation? I am a warrior of love. And I'm not... bound to anybody. And, I mean, she's a very kind character. I would probably support her. Most bards like a challenge. I would probably support her and be like, I mean, I can try help you find that feeling. I mean, it's not love on first sight. And I might be intrigued if I could help a succubus come to such a conclusion. And hopefully not die in the process. Your fingers briefly touch a succubus' heated skin, and she anxiously jerks her hand back. Her eyes shine with fear, hope, and something new. Fragile and tender. Something that makes her look surprisingly like an embarrassed mortal girl. I will, she says. Thank you for being so open. We can't admit that we might pay the price for kissing. Fuck you, no. I have to go. Bye! Bye! Let's go into the temple. Let's pray to the goddess for our sins that we are about to do. Peasants, nobles. This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around the abyss. Book. Info. They're sure if the world wants. You'll learn something new from this book. See? Chad, always read them books. Always read them books. I cannot lockpick this.
Onwards.
The Acts of Amodi. You've learned something new from this book. Uh-huh.
Let us be off.
Because all your knowledge that you learn from books and whatnot, you can use in conversations later on. So always read the books. Oh god, that... Thanks, I gotta turn... I gotta run, don't wait for me, I might not return. Our sins is redeemed. A succubus and making her repent. Dude, if we manage to...
Let's move!
Imagine the accomplishments of being able to help a demon redeem herself. And, unsuccubi her. If that is anything. What the hell is that? I told you to slay the dragon, not lay it. Daddy! Oh my god. Oh man. So, let's go to land.
This is my path.
What a wonderful city. A land? What brings you here? Probably nothing new. Don't have anything new for me. It looks like. Abandoned building. Let's go and check that out. And there's a house. Okay.
Onwards.
Lachadai.
Let us be off.
Into the cellar of the abandoned building.
Let's move.
Dude, I hope I'm not starting any fight here. Was there blood on the ground? Hello? Anybody here? I can fight very strongly. Was there a tongue in there? Ew.
Follow me.
Don't I have, like, see invisible? Okay, Okay, there's nothing here. The Chronicle of Failure, anonymous. I'll grab that.
March on.
Okay. I was a little bit afraid. Little bit afraid. Oxstar! How doing? How doing, my dear friend? Welcome in. Happy Thursday, my good buddy. Found the original artist. Old Bard pics. Ooh. Can you, Mercury, can you share that in the Pathfinder channel in Discord?
Onwards.
I'd love to look at them in peace while we're not recording. Okay, more loot. That leads me to new
Let us
rooms.
be off.
A lot of ingredients, yes. Give me all of them. That was it? Okay.
Let's move.
So, next stop I think is the tavern. Oh man, good old Dresden. The prison. And next up is the prison in Amber. Let's chit chat to Amber. Hello, Amber. Amber's bobbing her head and humming a tune. She greets you with a carefree, cheerful smile. Her wondering eyes linger on you just for a moment before she's done starting off in the distance. Amber is such a interesting character. Commander, how can I help you? Nothing new apparently over here as well.
Follow me.
Is there anything in the prison? Prison. Loot.
March on.
Nope. Nothing in a prison. I still don't know where Wolfchief is.
Onwards.
Is it normal that Wolfchief disappears? Or is gone? Before all this? What if you build your crew around Wolfchief being part of you? And then he's like, well, I'm not here anymore. That dirty little bastard. There's Kara, the Triceratops. Oh, there's Kiar. Old Kiar gives you a friendly smile. Can the Everbright Crusaders be of your service, Commander? Morvik keeps it to yourself. If you keep interrupting your elders, you'll be mucking out the stables for a week. What a question about me, Kiar Kobolin, or me, my glorious Everbright Crusader and the leader of my order. Leader of the order, also known as Sir Dandelion. The old man turns to the lad and represents him loudly to put kindly. Morvik! Insolent Khalid's whelp! Show some respect for your mentor's age. Or do you think you'll never grow old yourself? Who's that lad that follows you around? This is Morvik. He is a Khalid's from these parts. When the wall opened, his family was forced to flee. What a life they had. Poor, always hungry, cast aside by the world. Dirty gaunt, just look at him. We want you weep. We picked him up, trained him, and now he is part of the Everbright Crusaders. Well, thank you.
Let us be off.
Thank you. Think you're gonna talk to Morvik as well? How can I help you? What do you think of Kiar? He's big at heart. He picked me up, gave me food, clothes, took me as an apprentice. Although I was no one to him, you know, a vagabond. But it was generous. Kiar's kind of me, but my master's nature is too soft. He couldn't understand that it's impossible to keep your soul pure when you fight demons. Well, Khalid of Sakoris, I've learned this bitter truth. We know that any means are justified for fighting demons, but Kiara can't see that we're right. We've paid for the privilege of hindsight with a sea of blood, loss of our homeland. Oh man, I'm not sure I like that dude, Morvac.
Let's move.
Any means necessary. Sounds very dramatic, drastic to me. One-eyed devil. Pathfinder to your commander. Welcome to the One-eyed Devil's trading house. A trading house? Just a shop. That depends. There was a time I had nothing in my pockets but holes, but did it consider myself poor? No. Consider myself a rich man who has a temporarily down on his luck. Optimism is important. Okay. What surprises your heart? We're saving the world for demons, and that includes you. That's some claim. Did you hear that, good people? First of all, my prices are perfectly fair. They're no higher than you'd find anywhere else. Second, who's saving who here? Are you prepared to eat bark and fight with rocks and sticks? What happened to your eye? Ha! Should I make up a story of heroic fight of the horde of demon? Truth be told, this is how it happened. Back when I was a snot-nosed kid, I just opened my first business selling pies on the street. The local lads quickly took notice of me and offered me protection in return for a small share of profit. The usual, you know, but I was so young and inexperienced and greedy, so I told them to bugger off. Well, they caught me and taught me a lesson. They took it too far, though. I paid for the lesson with my eye, not just bumps and bruises. It's funny to remember it now. Holy shit. Holy shit. Poor lad. What, is this thing's really so high? What do you got? Infiltrator armor. Stealth checks. Okay. Headband of alluring charisma. Interesting. 16k. Control of scare. Expert lockpick. Is so expensive. Holy schmoly. Let's just buy some lockpicks from you. I'm happy. Okay? Oh, there's Thorn again. There's the tip. There's so much stuff in here. There's so much stuff going on here. Ooh. Okay. There's some bright jewelry going on. Hello, Mr. Golem.
Follow me.
That's the golem with the transmog, right? Come here, where's Golem? Oh! Never mind. Derek Sunhammer's jewelry. Okay. Toss that into Pathfinder. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Oh my yay.
March on.
So in the tavern is the dwarf assassin that might know something about the dragon that attacks. Noble.
Let us be off.
Fly, the tavern keeper. The boy sitting at the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with a dignity through his eyes. The Knight Commander at my establishment, what an honor. My name is Phi Kito. I'm the owner of the Half Measure. How should I address you? I ask because some don't like undue familiarity, while others scoff the tendency of ceremony and titles. Call me by my name. Deal! I know your name, of course. Who doesn't? So, what can I do for you? Wine, a meal, a heart-to-heart talk? If there are taverns in the city, then that means all must be well. Let's raise a glass to Kate and Kaelin. May your barrels never run dry. An excellent idea. To the accidental god, may he show us wisdom at the bottom of the glass. The half measure is such a strange name for a tavern. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted, though. One day before the war stones were erected, a peasant family got lost in the way of the fair and ended up near the borders of the Worldwood. They stumbled upon a bored demon who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she preferred him to take all her children or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her three darling and said half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs of all three and said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. Holy shit. People across Dresden heard the story after the family found shelter at the local temple of Eomedy. For many years, they saved up for regeneration spells so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped together enough for just one scroll and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner and called it the Half Measure. In memory of his family and terrible incident with the demon, he had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brothers and sisters. Though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Dresden surrounded, the poor cripple tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. Oh, I see. Let me see what you have on offer. Goggles of Malakio. These goggles grant the wearer plus 10 competence bonus on perception checks. Whenever the wearer confirms a critical hit with any bow, the target becomes disorientated for 1d4 rounds, suffering a -4 circumstance penalty on initiative check, attack rolls, and athletics and perception checks. Okay. Hello there. But I don't have the money for that. Shit. We're gonna grab these goggles. Mulled wine. I'm gonna grab that recipe. Good. Copy the recipe. Good. So where is our dwarf that we're looking for? Is the peasant vomiting there in the corner? It looks like it. There is our dwarf. Let's look at the kitchen first. We can grab anything from there. I'll grab that, thank you. And Dad. Cooking Alamank by the Inner Sea. Grab that as well, thank you kindly. Yes, yes. I like it that in Divinity Original Sin, these are marked like stealing and you would get freaking devoured by the guard if they find you. So, Greybor. How can I help you? You tried to kill that huge demon at the Battle of Dresden, but you failed. What happened? Was a feeler. Was supposed to be a clean job. An animus client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But a client instead that I used an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job, but it didn't work as expected, so it was a serious blow to my reputation, and my reputation is everything to me. I want to hire you for dragon hunts. The dwarf's eyes light up, but his tone is one of the studied indifference. Larger Dutch female, the one has been snatching people and carrying them off. I heard about her. That's impressive targets. I can take this job, but only if you do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold paid in advance. But a small discount? Let's think this through. Are there lots of assassins in this town that have valuable experience in subduing dragons and all willing to work for you? Will I lose any profits by procrating haggling? Will you? Is there any chance that someone else less competent than I am will be able to locate your target as efficiently as I would? No. I don't think so. There's absolutely no reason for me to give you any discounts. 2,500 golds is an honest price for the head of a fire breather. I wonder... I wonder if the dragon is good, maybe. You know what? Screw that. Screw that. I'll find the dragon myself.
Follow me.
I hope. I hope. I hope we're gonna find the dragon ourselves. So... Good, we've been at a tavern. We've been everywhere. I guess it goes back to the Citadel. And take our first rest. Over there. Now looking at this map, I really like the map from Zolasta, Crown of the Magister, in another D&D inspired CRPG. Highly recommend it. Super fondly made. Bum, bum, ba, da, bum. So let's bring my dino out. You can't. I can't what?
We should move. March on.
Oh, I can't find a dragon without him? Interesting. Okay. So... let's go for our nest. Right nest rest. Rest in the bed. You can find a dragon, just not do the quest. Not do the quest in terms of talking with him. Godspeed salad. You gonna cook. And you gonna help. Need to... oops. You're gonna make a scroll of haste. And I'm gonna do a good rest.
Don't stray from the campfire. If you do, I will consider it an attempt to flee.
Yeah, we have that quest.
But
to talk to...
I don't want to cause you unnecessary alarm.
To talk to the dwarven guy. That's all.
Let us be off.
So. Let's check quickly our map up here. Before I move on, because we have the council that is happening in one day. Right. All these happening one day. Let's skip this one day. Yeah, skip one day. Boom. Forming military council. I'm curious if the demons actually move move with armies in. So we're gonna move over here. You guys travel together and merge. Right. We can recruit some Hell Knights. And some of you. The other ones. No. These ones. Gravel. Gravel. Mix. Gravel. Let him flee. The global map is split into a number of regions. To capture a region, you must free all of the fort's location. You construct buildings at the forts you have freed. Forts can be upgraded, thus increase the number of squares available of construction. Beating the horde of the flying monsters swooping from the sky, many crusaders got thinking that the battle's tactics they know are not always suited to the demon confrontation, which every new battle the army gains invaluable experience. The soldiers are eager. Interesting. Interesting. Let them flee. Level 7, the maximum? Oh, there we go. The army of Baphomet's cultists gain the foothold of the Green Gates and has been defeated. Ahead of their army, scouts rush a half-destroyed fort, looking vigilant for ambushes and traps. Daily income increased. And we have a level up. The general has a 5% chance to energy recovery per level of these feats. Generally casts spells with Arcane Descriptor as it has a +5 bonus to power per level. It spells with Divine Descriptor as it has a +5 Arcane Magic. Boom. Make it stronger. Gonna move back. Okay. We want a general for you guys. Sign a general. Recruit a new general. Watching rate was really good, so we're gonna get Setsuna Chai. Cost me 2,000. Holy macaronis. Okay, that's not happening apparently. So, this is sample and awaits commander's headquarters for a meeting, and awaits for meeting. Okay, so we've done all the rank ups. Economy, army, military tribunal. Not enough resources. Relics. Lost scouts. 5 days. 13 days. Let's find the lost scouts. The other ones I cannot do because I don't have resources left. Okay. Fair enough. To you, Outjark. Feeling quest has other consequences too? Probably. I'm having mixed feelings here. Okay, I now get my counselors. My name is Captain Sullivan. I command the vanguard, a mercenary group called the Blackstone Company. We've come from Andorran to assist you. Why do you join up with us? We in Galfrey paid for our service, but please do not think we're fighting for gold alone. We're true sons and daughters of Andorran, and the ideal of equality, resistance, and enslavement ring through our hearts. We will gladly stand in the way of the demons who seek to force mortal kind into bondage. Okay. What is your unit? Is proud to recognize you as one of the finest Andorran mercenary regiments. And a bunch of unsculpted shell swords looking to oppress the innocents. I see. Well then, get on with your duties. Yes, sir. Glad to be under your command. It'll be an honor to serve with you, Commander. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you need to talk, I'd be happy to lend an ear. Irbeth said that we're under a threat from demons with unusual abilities, like that Nabasu that attacked your army in the Lost Chapel. They're very powerful and they're growing in numbers. You haven't found out where they're coming from, have you? I think, I'm not sure, but I think I have a lead. I know where to find someone who can lead us to the source of their power. What are you talking about? A hag by the name of Yaronika. She used to live here before the fall of Sarkoris, but when the demons invaded this world, she happily took their side. The old cannibal knows many secrets. You just have to make her talk. Does she have any special abilities? I doubt it, but still, be careful. She's very old and very sly. So she's incredibly dangerous. Where can I find her? The Green Gates. I shall show you. Oh, we just liberated that. How do you find out about this? That's a long story. We'll tell you when we get there, alright? Thanks for the tip. Happy to help, it's just... you won't go there without me, will you? I want to personally make sure this monster doesn't escape you. There's something going on there. Wait, these are the... Oh, good day, your commandership! It is we, the artistic board of the Next Door Theater. We're still working on your piece about your heroism. And we even taken a few new crew members. We now have a master of the stage equipment and scenery. My granddaughter Tina. Tina, say hello to the commander. We're faced with another dilemma. We simply can't decide on the climatic moments for the acts. That's all about the Battle of Dresden. Here, you listen the options. Option 1, the commander. That's you. Launches himself out of the catapult and smashes down the fortress wall, allowing the armies to rush inside. Option 2, the commanders. That's you again. Masquerades as a succubus and creeps into the Dresden in disguise. Option 3, the commander, so that's you again, rides to attack on an enormous mountain goat, or should we call it a battering ram, and breaks down the city gates. I decided that a huge giant is playing me. And I have to say, I like the version of launching myself as a catapult to break down the walls. Wonderful! That's high time we injected some thrills into our show. Grandma Dredlin and Entourage move away. The catapult is my favorite from the very start, and I hope it's not considering too lowbrow a device for a serious dramatic offering. You forget the role of the commander is being played by Cyclops. How are you going to launch Lamp King out of a catapult? Well, we're going to find a catapult that won't just break under his weight. Calm yourself, Tina. It's just a minor snag. You can't achieve success without a few difficulties along the way. We'll think of something. Beautiful. Oh, he again. Kormakr, I'm so pleased to see you alive and mostly unharmed. We've never seen this mortal, but before his voice, there can be doubt. His voice belongs to Sokka Bennett. As you can see, I wanted to get to know my new friend better, so I paid you a visit to your abode. Your guest lowers his voice and gives you a playful wink. It's my favorite shape to wear when walking among mortals. It's cute, isn't it? The Demon Lord speaks to you, ending consequence undertones to his voice. I have to admit, your place is rather charming, although the lack of pleasure palace, this is soured the mood a little bit. And your servants, they are such gentle and helpful people. They stood at attention and reported to me with unbelievable ardor. Upon further reflection, that might have happened because I took one of your appearance. Let's not fret over minor details. What? While I was out walking, I heard several complaints addressed to me, and this case by me, I of course mean you. A complaint is basically an invocation, so let's just agree that they were officially prayers to me. And I really must intervene on behalf of my new worshippers. The essence of these appeals is as follows. You officers have grown sick of fighting. To be more precise, they are sick of fighting and not doing anything else. I can certainly understand their frustration, even soldiers have rights to be a personal life after all. I suggest that you allow them to pair their duties with something more exciting, or at least profitable. You've decided to become my advisor. How extravagant. A demon lord advising a commander of the crusade, a most wonderful jest. But no, I'll not serve you as your headquarters. You make sure all the soldiers have enough gruel. That is too much work. I'm simply going to keep an eye on you and occasionally dispense valuable advice. Let him improve their skills by staging mock battles, like rap battles, dissing battles, in a game played at top tables. I'll keep inventing new rules. We can commit them to paper and even find people to publish them in books. Mock battles. A splendid idea. It's amazing that nobody thought of this before. I'm sure the existing activity is going to spread all over Golarion. And even the esteemed members of Pathfinder Society will amuse themselves by playing it. It's sure much fun to be around. I'm going to be back and once I think of something else. Okay, our soldiers do now mock battles. Captain Odan. Commander, it's an honor to call the first meeting of the Military Council to order. The foundation of the military is cold calculation and discipline. These are principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders if we are to win this war. We must forget about mercy for our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. Well, Commander, your sister Sela is not a renowned general, but she's spent half her life tussling with evil. It looks like by stepping up on behalf of all the Ambaris faithful here, I hope my advice will prove useful. The first issue of the Military Romance agenda, recognition of the troops. Your infantry has been bled dry. Your forces, Her Majesty, granted to us were enough to take Dresden, but we need more troops. Furthermore, this army was assembled in great haste after the assault of Ganabris and was never adequately equipped. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to redeploy or scout report that our powerful Balor for Azlanti is already preparing a retaliation strike on Dresden, but we can rely on freshly conscripted Mendivan soldiers. We can't throw everyone to the meat grinder. We'll just get our youths killed for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. The bravest and most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is always highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. Would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, even if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. Want to hear the opinions of my advisors? Do we really need only the bravest, the most capable of our infantry? I mean, we can't send untrained rookies into slaughter. We have the right to command only those who are ready for battle. Those who can defeat the enemies. We don't get that many winners, but their strength will come from their prowess, not their numbers. Your proposal would leave us with an infantry full of selfish risk-takers dreaming of glory and valor. This is a bad material for a soldier. The infantry role is to be a shield for the archers and mages. All they're required is to do is follow orders and hold the line until victory or death. Ambition loners, cherry-picked through contests, are not fit to perform this duty. Reginald insists on shield bearers. The infantry is a meat shield, intended to catch the blade of the opposing army in its flesh. Interesting. Captain Odan, you just want to gather me some recruits from Mendev? Yes. Institute a draft and try to amass as many new soldiers from Mendev and other lands as we can. We always draw new strength from our zeals and our determination to oppose evil. Okay. I kind of like the idea of shield bearers. Yeah, we'll put faith in the transformation of shield bearers. I will monitor recruiters' work and preparations of all necessary equipment. Thank you for your time, Commander. And now the next one comes. Hail, Commander! Captain Harmon, Chair of Staff of Council. Here to deliver a report. I'm with this council too. We'll be rattling brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with action. Lead your soldiers by example and they'll eager to follow. Drawing on my experience as a paralictor, my advice is to maintain calculated moderations in very regard, but be it in the incentive or penalty, and to be decisive with no need for doubts or turmoil. I'm doomed to be your advisor, but do you know what that means? That you're doomed to listen to my advice. That starts things off. Here's an incredibly novel and deep thought for you. Loyalty, passion, and morale, all of these can be easily bought with money. Matter, permission to report. We've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing ceases of desertion. Many who joined the Dresden campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with the victory, and they're no keen to staying in the garrison. Those from Kormakr wish to return home to rebuild their ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid to lingering in a place where demons might show up in a literalization expedition of any moment. My suggestion is to improve living conditions for the privates, raise their pay, give them extra rations, and reward those who have distinguished themselves on the battlefield with commendations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. I feel for those folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get some help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger has not yet passed and inspire them to keep up the fight against the evil. Most of the Crusaders are volunteers, but they have no rights to subvert military discipline. That kind of attitude is a tremendous to treason regardless of the express of it. We have to identify the instigators, arrest them, and administer harsh punishment to make an example of them. This problem is quite simply solved with coin, by handing money out of the privates and particularly throwing it away. We need to pay the officers handsomely and they will figure out how to raise their subordinates' morale. Captain, increase the pay and improve the rations. At once, I'll distribute the pay and rations right away. The commendations list won't take long either. We should see the results shortly. Thank you, Commander. And the last one. Kitsune. I'm Lady Economy, the official attaché of Nerosian. Here are my credentials. Your Majesty has instructed me to lead your headquarters diplomatic council. Honestly, I was surprised when Lady Economy asked me to join this council, but I will do my best. Oh yeah, strange. I got invited to the council too. It's sure strange for land to be here. Unlike many nobles, I've been trained in diplomacy and, in fact, I'll hold title to the royal emissary. It's passed down to our Andy line. I must say that prior to this day, I employed my diplomatic skills solely to undermine Mendev's international reputation. What's the diplomatic council? Why do I need it? To solve matters of politics, of course. The crusade is more than just battles and sieges. It's the largest military project in all Avistan, funded by the treasuries of more than a dozen major powers. I see. What's on our agenda today, then? I hate to see it, Commander, but not everyone in Nerosian is pleased with your progress. Some believe that use their words, you are out of control and fancy yourself an independence leader. It wouldn't surprise me if they encountered supply distribution in the near future. I would suggest quelling their anger, show the capital you haven't forgotten about the chain of command. For example, you could hold a parade in honor of Her Majesty. If needs to demonstrate that we're keeping Nerosian in mind, we don't We invite the capital's High Priest of Dresden for a religious festival. It would be appropriate to the church to shield us from the accusations of schemers. Pander to the naysayers? I think not. I propose we hold a parade in your honor, Kormakr. This is your victory. Are they out of their minds? We've got a whole Dresden full of soldiers who need medicine, food, and weapons until everyone has been taken care of. Can't waste a single coin on pointless celebration. Exactly, help those in need. Moment, Commander, I understand that you're used of being highest authority in all matters, but political decisions are an exception. I'm a professional in these fields, and you're not. By ignoring my recommendations, you're also not only deliberately seeking the conflict with capital, but disregarding common sense as well. I urge you to reconsider. You invited my companions, and now you refuse to listen? I'm simply suggesting that you give your companions time to find their feet in the council and grasp the principles of diplomats. Now I understand the role I've been given, late economy, as opposed to stand in the pretty doublets and keep my mouth shut. I can promise you the former, but not the latter. I need my soldiers. The needs of my soldiers are more important than the whims of your bureaucrats from the capital. I cannot challenge your decision, however, I have no choice but to inform the capital that you have disagreed their recommendation. Actions like these are precisely what gave Nerosian cause for concern, Commander. I'll be able to revise this deviant stance in the future. That's right, and everyone who's unhappy with our actions can go ahead and leave their mansions in Nerosian and come here to tell us in person. If something happens to them along the way, we'll have just enough money to stitch their arms and legs back on. And with that, can bring this meeting to Diplomatic Council to a close. Well, holy moly, how many more? Hail, Commander! Chair of the Logistics. I won't get anyone in the way if I join you. I think I could give some good advice here, if you don't mind, of course. Hopefully this council will benefit from any vast experience surviving with gear that consists of rocks and sticks. I won't lie to you, the logistics are a mess. Some officers grease palms, get helmed with a stylish plumage for any fancy blade for the Nerosians. Meanwhile, that means that ordinary soldiers are being armed with barely more than kitchen knives. These scoundrels must be replaced with decent, honorable people, selfless souls who have proven that they put their comrades' lives above all else, especially their own wealth. Let's get some veterans on the job, people who have had their fill on the front lines and who know firsthand what life is like for a common soldier. What the rations taste like, and how the boots are always wrong size. My suggestion is to call some experienced, well-connected supply officers from Nerosian. Let them leave their cushy jobs in Mendev and work up a sweat for the good of the crusade. Let's our succubus do the work. And make sure the soldiers are ready for whatever trouble the enemy might have in store for them. After all, our people's lives depends on their work. Why would they neglect such responsibility? That is decided. No matter what our new headquarters are like, they're now a possible way to can be worse than what we have now. I'll call the council right away. And with that, I say thank you for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe helps out the VODs a lot and the channels. Until next time.